Hey, Kyle here with Maple Systems. Today I'll be showing you one of our secondary display units that's part of our cMT series. It's the cMT3108XPiV. You can add up to 10 of these devices and they can pair with our cMT HMIs and our Headless HMIs, and you can access the same project all at once. It also features built-in cMT viewer. It's compatible with EasyAccess 2.0. You can have optional Wi-Fi, and it has a high-resolution capacitive touchscreen. Let's take a look. Okay, this is what it'll look like when you first open the box. You'll see the Maple Systems warranty, and then the installation guide. Underneath that is the cMT3108XPiV. Right here are some brackets and screws for panel mounting, and underneath the IV series is a USB stick clamp and also a tying strap. Here is our cMT3108XPiV. This is our 10-inch model. It has built-in cMT viewer, so it can pair with our Maple Systems cMT HMIs and Headless HMIs. It's compatible with EasyAccess 2.0. It has a capacitive touchscreen, which is 1920 by 1080 high resolution. You can have optional Wi-Fi. It's IP66 rated for washdown environments, an operating temperature of 0 degrees Celsius to 55 degrees Celsius, or 32 degrees Fahrenheit to 131 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's VESA or panel mount. On the back of the unit, there are 4 screw holes. These are used for VESA mounting. Right here is the mono speaker. Then there is a battery compartment. Up here is where you would connect your optional Wi-Fi expansion module. Then on the bottom, there is some I/O. This is your 24-volt DC power connector. Right here is a USB host port. This is 2.0 Type A. Then there are 2 RJ45 Ethernet LAN ports. Now I'm going to power on my cMT IV series, and next to that is a cMT HMI because I want to pair the devices together. And so when the cMT IV series boots up, it's going to load cMT viewer, and then I'll have the option to add the IP address of the cMT HMI, and then I'll be able to load the demo project on the cMT IV series that is on the cMT HMI. Also, I have the optional Wi-Fi module connected to the cMT IV series. As well, I have power supplies going to both devices, and I have Ethernet cables going to both devices that are in the same switch, which are on the same network. So I'm going to power on both devices. And the cMT IV series is going to load cMT viewer. And then I will need to enter the IP address in cMT viewer to load this demo project that's on the HMI. Okay, now the IV series is powered up and it loaded cMT viewer. So when it first boots up, it will load cMT viewer, and then the cMT HMI has booted up and it loaded the demo project that's on the HMI. So what I want to show you now is the system settings on your cMT IV series. So to go to that, click the gear icon, and I'm going to use WebView here in the right box for visual clarity. It's going to load your system settings, and you can see that there's system properties, application, network. You can adjust your IP address here, security, EasyAccess 2.0. You'll need a separate license for, and VNC, you can enable VNC here, and you'll need to enter that admin password, which is 6 ones, 111-111. Now I also have the optional Wi-Fi module connected to the cMT IV series. And why would you want to use the Wi-Fi module? Well, if the IV series display is mounted far from a wired Ethernet drop, having Wi-Fi lets you connect it without additional cables, which is very useful in large facilities. So the IV series display uses cMT viewer to connect to the HMI via its IP address. So if it has its own Wi-Fi, it can make that connection independently. There's no need to be wired through the HMI's network path. Also, if either device loses a wired connection, the Wi-Fi ensures continuous operation. And in some cases, the IV series display might be mounted on a mobile cart or station, so the Wi-Fi makes it possible to stay connected while moving around on the floor. Now to go to your Wi-Fi settings, you'll go to Network, and you'll just scroll down and you'll click Wi-Fi or Wi-Fi hotspot, whatever you need to use, and click on Wi-Fi, and you'll see all the Wi-Fi options here that are on your network. And you can change from light mode to dark mode. So let's get out of these system settings, go back to cMT viewer. So I want to explain a scenario why you would have a cMT IV series and a cMT HMI on the same assembly line. So the cMT HMI is mounted at the start of an assembly line, and there's only one operator responsible for monitoring the entire line. So they're getting tired of running all the way back to the HMI every time there's an alarm or fault. So to make their job easier, we've installed a cMT IV series display about halfway down the line. Now, we want to access the original cMT HMI from this new display. So we do that by using cMT viewer on the IV series display, and we simply just enter the IP address of the HMI, for example, at 192.168.254, whatever that IP address is, then enter the password, and the same project running on the main HMI loads onto the cMT IV series. So from this point, the operator can fully control the assembly line, clearing alarms, toggle outputs, you can jog up and down, adjust conveyor belt, all without interfering with the original HMI. So this setup allows you to have multiple access points along the line without disruption. It improves productivity and, just importantly, preserving the sanity of your operator. So now I want to add the cMT HMI onto the IV series. So to do that, I want to go to the plus sign, and the one we want is right here, 192.168.255.110. Hit the plus sign, enter the password, which by default is 6 ones. Hit enter, and it's going to load the same demo project. Now imagine both of these devices are on the same assembly line. So you can go to bits and lamps on your IV series, and it won't affect the other HMI. So one user won't affect the other user. And you can turn on a bit. You can toggle, you can jog up and down, and go back home. Of course, you can do trend display, and you can zoom in now your trend. Now we can go to the cMT HMI, do the same thing, and it won't affect the other device. You can do some bits, go back home, go to, let's say, meters and bar graphs. So you can have two devices on the same assembly line and it do not affect the other. So that's how you would pair your cMT IV series with one of our cMT HMIs. Well, that's all for today. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it on YouTube and subscribe to the Maple Systems YouTube page. To get more information on our cMT IV series, you can visit the Maple Systems website or reach out to our sales team, sales@maplesystems.com. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.